Now that we've gone through an overview and flow of service, let's take a look at all the different people who make it happen. We're going to look at quite a large structure, but at your establishment, some of these positions may be combined, or your structure might be different. The main things to understand is where you fit in and the role you play in making service great. The positions we'll be looking at are the trainee commis, the commis de rang or runner, the station waiter, the station head waiter, the sommelier, the maître d'hôtel, the reception head waiter, and the restaurant manager. By the end of this lesson, you should have a better understanding of these positions. Let's take a closer look at the roles of each of these. Firstly, the trainee commis. The trainee commis is an apprentice who has just started in the food industry and still has everything to learn. They will usually help out with preparation and be active back of house. That is, the non-guest areas, such as the kitchen, offices, and storing and receiving areas. In these areas, the trainee commis will, for example, fetch service equipment and help with cleaning, and will have very little, if any, interaction with guests. Next, we have the commis de rang, or runner. The runner is also in a supportive role and receives instruction from the station head waiter. They will be more active front of house than a trainee commis, fetching and clearing plates, as well as helping with setup and preparation before service. Now we look at the station waiter. One group of tables on the floor is called a section, and each section will have a number of station waiters. The station waiter will support the station head waiter in carrying out most of the food service at the table, and so both must have a good knowledge of the menu and food, as well as wine and other beverages. The station waiter may also be responsible for making recommendations and taking the guests' orders. Now let's look at the station head waiter. The station head waiter and the station waiter form a team. The station head waiter might make menu and wine recommendations and take orders, and usually has more experience than a station waiter. Next, let's look at the wine steward or sommelier. The wine steward, or sommelier, is responsible for the alcoholic drinks served at the restaurant. They should have a great knowledge of all the drinks served, including all wines on the wine list. The sommelier also makes wine pairings with dishes on the menu. That is when a specific wine is chosen to be served with a specific meal, because their flavors go well together. Now let's look at the maître d'hôtel, or head waiter. The maître d'hôtel, or simply maître d', has a supervisory role and ensures that everyone carries out their responsibilities in preparing for service. The maître d' may also take orders when the station waiters are busy and relieves the restaurant manager at times too. Now let's talk about the reception head waiter. The reception head waiter, often also called a hostess or host, will accept bookings, reserve tables, and allocate reservations to particular sections. They also greet guests as they arrive at the restaurant. Lastly, we have the restaurant manager. The restaurant manager is in charge of organization and administration and ensures that the restaurant runs smoothly. So, now we've had a quick look at one possible way a team can be structured. Does your team look similar? Where do you fit in? When you next have a service meeting, see how many of these people are present and whether you know who's who and who does what.